Hey, welcome to Spitter Swallow Beer Review. Shagdog here, just drinking some Murphy's Stout. JammerFan, my good buddy, did a request to do a drink. I was going to do a drinking and thinking video about whatever, but he requested to do something about the top 10, top 20, top whatever, 100 scariest places, scariest things, scariest whatever. I'm going off the top of my head. He did message me, did sent me 3 voice messages, so I will play those, maybe stop him, comment. Let's start off with JammerFan. Let's get this beer open first. All my YouTube buddies or Facebook buddies, I'm going to send you the link here. You could jump in. Let's be quiet for a second. Oh, yeah. Why is link? Oh, there's link. All right. That's for my Facebook buddies. Get a lot of game on it, huh? I'm trying to bite it down. All right. Should be all right, hopefully. Kind of loud. Of course, I'm getting feedback, so that might be the reason. All right, so scariest places, things, whatevs, right? Let's play Jammers fans after I pour this delicious beer. All righty. You guys ever been to an Irish bar or any pub, bar, whatever? I don't know if they can do it with Murphy's Stout, but with Guinness, I used to go to this one place. Maybe they got something on the spout itself that does it, but when they pour it off tap, they make it look like a shamrock or a clover or whatever in the head, yeah. So I don't know if that's some special way to do it, and he's like moving the glass to make it, or there's something on the tap spout where it makes the head look like a shamrock. Anyhow, that's kind of scary. But let's get into some scary stuff with JammerFan. He's excited about it. He sent me a couple messages, so let's go.
Shagdog and Spitter Swallow Beer Review people, I wanted to send this message as an audio file in case you want to use it on the Drinking and Thinking episode. I wanted you to do top 10 scariest things in America. I accidentally said places, so okay, the Stanley Hotel from The Shining, Bigfoot, Niagara Falls. That's scary as fuck. Can you imagine if the people have fallen to their death off Niagara Falls, man? It's scary. It's a gigantic waterfall. To me, it's scary, like, because it's like a huge body of water that's like in a lethal setup. Like, you're fucking fucked if you go over the edge of Niagara Falls, man. You get in that water right before it, you get to that point of no return, it just sucks you down, you're fucking done, man. Grand Canyon, same thing. You slip and fall off, it's the Grand fucking Canyon. You are done. Mount Rushmore, scary because it's a bunch of fucking faces. Also, others.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny. Now, JammerFan, there's a lot of F words there. You almost remind me of my younger brother. But yeah, that's some scary stuff there. Yeah, especially Niagara Fall part. That's Niagara Falls falling off the falls. Mount Rushmore falling off as you're falling to your death. You see 4 presidents look at you. Yeah, I can see that. And then the Grand Canyon too. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'd want to go to the Grand Canyon is because of the Brady Bunch. But anyhow, fear of heights, fear of falling. Yeah, but a good fear. It's one of my fears. I didn't even have fear of heights until like the late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there. All of a sudden, I had a fear of heights. Me and Jammer went to a not JammerFan, but Jammer. A lighthouse going up those round stairs. I got about 3 stories up, and my legs were heavier than hell, and I couldn't move. I even had a hard time going back down. I was like, I can't go up any further, man. And I was like going down. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, I have a fear of heights, but yeah, to actually fall, at least the fear would be over in a few seconds. Depending on how high it is, might be a few minutes if it's a very high fall. All right, next message by JammerFan.
Scary things, I don't know. You just drink that UFO beer. UFOs, dude, America has the most UFO abductions, probably because we have the most rednecks. You think about it. You're alien and it's easy pickings, right? They're like, oh, Jebediah, there's a disc in the sky. Oh, what's that? And then just, pew, you're just either fucking like hitting them with lasers or beaming them up, just beaming these fucking rednecks up. They're not going to know what happened, you know? Like, what are they going to tell their friends over a fucking Coors at the local country bar that they got anally probed? That's way too gay for them, man. It's a perfect setup for like alien infiltration. Hey there.
All right. Yeah, UFOs. That's pretty scary, yeah. One good note about being abducted by the UFOs, aliens. I saw one study, and they don't show it on too many UFO shows at all. I've only seen it on like one show, maybe 2. It might have even been on Coast to Coast or something. But there was a study done. Everybody that claimed that they were abducted by UFOs, not one of them was a Christian. They were either atheist, agnostic, Buddhist, some other type of religion. None of them believed in Jesus. So Jesus saves. Just remember that. Especially if you have an alien with a probe coming at you. Just say, Jesus, help me. Seriously. All right. Seriously, folks.
Everyone out in Spitter Swallow Beer Review land, just want to leave the last of my comments on scariest things in America. Shagdog, you could sit there on Google and Google like most haunted places, haunted hotels, haunted guest resorts, haunted RVs, they have haunted theme parks now. There's haunted restaurants, there's haunted bathrooms, there's haunted carnivals. There's like, those fairs, the fairs, the county fair comes up, they put the tilt-a-whirl in. All kinds of people got ground up in those and fucking dead and shit. All kinds of poltergeists around and stuff, man. Like, there's lots of scary things in America, man. Also, Lizzie Borden, and La Llorona, like the Bloody Mary of New Mexico. There's Lake Champlain Monster. You got, I think there's the Oklahoma Kraken or something. There's some kind of weird octopus monster killing people in the Midwest. All kinds of weird creatures. Bermuda Triangle, very close to Florida. Amelia Earhart would right into that thing and just fucking nosedive, game over. There's a lot of scary things in America I think you could do. I think it'd be a fun episode.
Well, one thing, JammerFan, supposedly Amelia Earhart was lost in the Pacific, not in the Bermuda Triangle. They even believe that she might have been captured by Japanese and held as a prisoner of war and died in some prisoner of war camp. Of course, I think that was before the U.S. got in a war. But anyhow, you know the thing. Yeah, a lot of scary things out there. Battlefields like Ghosts, probably Gettysburg, Norman. Even though they hype, I said this once before. I mean, it was a very big battle, D-Day, which we're coming up next month, right? But if you look at the statistics on D-Day at Normandy or whatever, the different beaches, Omaha, how many Americans died on D-Day? Allied casualties June 6th have been estimated at 10,000 killed, wounded, and missing in action. 6,603 Americans, 2007. I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong. That's like 2 911s, right? About 3,000 something died 911 between the different places and airplanes and other scary things, airplanes. But in the overall aspect of that, they make it seem like 1 out of every 50 soldiers or whatever died on there. It's not as bad as it could have been, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, but if you go to those beaches, I'm sure Pearl Harbor, any type of battlefield, there's probably a somber mood, and you probably can feel the spirits and all that kind of stuff. Would it be scary to me, a battlefield? No, but I think I could sense what happened there. Wouldn't scare me as much as, say, a haunted house or something like that. Other scary things, personally, to me, heights, drowning. Another personal fear of mine, I'm not afraid to admit it. People will probably think I'm crazy, but is driving on highways. To me, driving at a high speed, I just don't feel as natural to. So that's a fear of mine, is driving on highways. Even when I'm driving with someone else, although I feel a little bit better, but I still don't feel good being on highways. Yeah. Anybody watching, you can comment any type. Scariest places in America, things that scare you, top 10 scariest things, haunted houses. Another one that scares me is possessions. They're the only type of movies that really scare me are actually possession movies. Exorcist, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, any type of those demon possession movies, that scares me. Now, this is a strange video to do. JammerFan requested those scary stuff in the beginning of May. I should have been doing a Cinco de Mayo video is what I should have been doing, coming up on Cinco de Mayo. But you know what? I'm going to say it. Don't hold it against me. Most Mexican beers aren't that good. And we did a couple Cinco de Mayo celebrations. And a couple of them were pretty good videos that we did. I think the first one we did like 7, 8, 9 Mexican beers. That was a pretty good video. We had our original piñata. I forget his name, but yeah. Going off the topic, though, scary things. Mexican beers are scary. But Mexican water is even scarier, right? That's what they say. It's safer to drink the beer. Rugby. Scary things. You had to give me a hard topic, JammerFan, that I didn't look up or anything. Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, scary things, horror movies. Most horror movies don't scare me, but the demon possessions, anything to do with the evil presence. Not even possessions, but ghosts. Some ghost movies, not a lot of them, but some of them. Yeah, that scares me. Here's a scary moment for me, a bad dream I had when I was a little kid. The Wizard of Oz. I was probably 3, 4, or 5 years old. My mother used to try to scare me and my brothers. The Wicked Witch laugh. From behind the door, when the Wizard of Oz is on, scared the crap out of us. But my grandmother, in her old house in Elmira Heights, New York, on College Ave, right across from Edison Street, or not Edison Street, but Edison High School. Down in her basement, there was this hole in a particular part of the wall where the pipes are going to. I'm not sure. And inside there, you look, there's dirt in there. It just wasn't filled back up. I'm not sure if they had to do a repair in there one time on the pipes and they just left it open. But they always tell us, stay out of it. Don't, because I think my older brother might have tried to climb up there sometimes or something. I don't know. But they told us to stay away from that hole. Don't go up in that hole. The Wicked Witch is in that hole. That's what they told me. But anyhow, I had a nightmare one night, and it was the Wicked Witch from the freaking Wizard of Oz. And she grabbed my brother and took him into the hole. And I woke up screaming. Yeah. So the combination of the Wicked Witch of the West, or whatever hell direction she was, and the big hole in the wall in my grandmother's basement. Yeah, that shit scared me. back then. It wouldn't scare me now. Yep. Anything else scares me personally? I think that's about it. Demon possession, evil, presence of evil, highways, and the Wicked Witch of the West. Anything else? I think that's it. I shouldn't say scare me at all, but I'm untrust, maybe because of a particular job I had before, maybe just because of my upbringing or my life in general, but I don't trust strangers at all. I mean, granted, I'll talk to some stranger. I'll talk to you, be friendly with you. I'll flat my mouth, because sometimes I'm a talker, even to strangers. I probably shouldn't do that, but I don't trust 1 ounce of them. No, not that I'm scared of them, whether they look like a hood rat or whoever. Now I'll talk to strangers, but I'll get a sketchy feeling from certain people that I probably won't talk to. Like they'll try talking to me, talking Mike. That's something that scares me too. That people do more talking than I do. Yeah, people come up to me and start talking to me, don't know them, and so I probably do the same thing to other people. That some people, yeah, shit, that sucks. Sorry for all you people out there that have done that too. Talk your ear off, yeah. Yeah, well, that's how you get people to remember you. Anything else scare me? Scary places, scary places. I tell you what, the wasn't that scary because it's the middle of the night and I didn't see no alligators, but Alligator Alley in Florida, driving through there at like midnight, and yeah, thinking you might break down or something. God, what a night that was. Nothing really scares me that much, but scary places, yeah, airplanes. Airplane. I'm afraid to fly. I've flown before. I used to drink when I was in the military. I used to get loaded up, actually, not real bad, but enough, a couple rum and cokes or something, get on the plane and then fall asleep. 2 or 3 rum and cokes to the airport before I got in the plane and then conk out, which was great. Wake up, oh, we're about to land. Oh, great. Yeah. Probably nowadays they'll throw you off the plane and like, oh, wow, we got to land the plane, throw this drunk off. He's passed out. But flying, yeah, I've had a couple of flying experiences. That one time I was flying to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I was coming from Atlanta to Harrisburg. And I don't know if the plane, like, here's a runway. If it came like this, also we were turning, like, we were sideways, like, and it seemed like we were sideways, and all of a sudden, and we're descending too at the same time. So I think we were coming like, well, say we're up here and coming down. And it seemed like all of a sudden, I'm like at the window, I'm like looking down. I can see the river, Susquehanna River by the airport, I guess. And all of a sudden, and we're getting close. And all of a sudden, he leveled out and we landed. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, that was pretty scary. Another scary time was I wasn't drinking for that one, but when I went overseas to Panama, I flew out of Charleston, South Carolina. So I was on leave, went to Philadelphia, took a flight from Philadelphia to Charleston. It was a charter flight out of Charleston going to Air Base, and or maybe it's the actual Panamanian base. I can't remember, or Panamanian Airport. I can't remember, but middle of the night, I got to Charleston like around 4. I'm like, the flight's not leaving until 3 a.m. I'm like, Jesus. I'm drinking coffee, having donuts, up all day, all night. Finally, it's time to board the flight. 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, whatever time it was. We leave. This time I fell asleep just from being tired. I wasn't drinking. Didn't want to drink to be going on a military charter flight or anything, but probably should have. But of course, this is during the summer, and we're all day long. This is what scared me. I took 3 flights. I flew from Williamsport, Pennsylvania to Philadelphia. I'm by the emergency exit door. First time in a plane where I'm by the emergency exit door. And I'm like, get to Philadelphia to Charleston. Guess what? I'm by the emergency door again. Now, getting a plane in Charleston to go to Panama. Emergency door again. I'm like, what the hell? 3rd time's a charm, right? Well, anyhow, I get on this plane. We're up flying for about 20 minutes. I think I fell right asleep. Nice, comfortable ride. I don't know how many hours later, whether it was an hour or 2 hours or whatever it was. Probably like 2. I'm not sure how long of a flight it was, but it was probably an hour, 2 hours later. We're over to Caribbean, however you want to say it. And I wake up and the plane's just a rocking and rolling. We're in some storm. I'm like, holy fuck, lightning flashing all over. I'm like, it was a rough ride. I'm like, holy shit, this might be it. I'm by the emergency door. I'm like, this might be it. I might have to pop this door open after we crash in the water or something. I don't know. Of course, I didn't say that out loud. But that was a pretty scary moment. And it went on for about 30 minutes, some rough weather, or 20 minutes. It seemed like forever. Then we finally came out of it. Yeah, that was rough. Yep. Another scary thing when I was flying, I started having sinus problems when I was in Panama too. So when I was coming back from Panama, I'm on a flight going from Panama to Atlanta. And I had the sinus problem going on, and I didn't know if sinus problems cause problems with things while you're flying, but of course, doctors always kept saying I have a sinus infection and whatever, sinusitis, all this stuff. Get on the plane, and as we're getting closer to Atlanta, we're not quite there yet, but I guess we started descending a little bit. I started getting this pain like up here in my head, and it every few minutes it just started going further down. It went behind my eyeball down to here, like I was having a freaking stroke or something. But it felt like my eyeball was going to pop out. It was like a lot of pressure, and it was so much pain in my eyeball, so much pain that I wanted to die. I was like, can I just please die and get rid of this pain? One of the flight attendants back then, they were known as stewardesses, came up to me and asked, because she saw me like crouched over, like, she goes, you all right? I said, I don't know. I have this pain in my eye. She goes, oh, do you have a sinus infection or anything? I said, I have sinus problems. And she's like, well, we're starting to descent, so you should be better in a little bit. And the pain eventually went away, but it still lingered for a little while too, like for a couple hours. And then I had to take another flight too. Man, I got in that flight. I was so scared. I'm like, oh my God, is this eyeball thing going to happen again? And it didn't do it on this next flight. So that was kind of weird. Maybe the elevation, we didn't go up as high in the next flight. I don't know. But that was pretty scary. And then I flew like 2 more times after that, changing stations or whatever while I was in the military. Yeah, 2 more times. Didn't have that problem again. And then I never flew again. That was 1996. I never flew again until 2008. I flew from New York down to Florida with my grandmother. Went from upstate New York to Philadelphia, no problem. Get on the flight to Philadelphia, going to Tampa. And as soon as we got close to Tampa, I got started descending. I started getting the same thing, my left eye. I got sinus problems on that side too, where my ear gets blocked up. So there's something there. I probably should get some medical disability from the military because they yanked my wisdom tooth, and then the lady was digging up in there, and I've had problems ever since over there. So I probably should get my disability. Oh, well, yeah. So I have a fear of flying, not only from crashing, but the feeling my eyeball going to pop out. That was kind of long-winded, huh? Anyhow, we've been on here for 24 minutes, 50 seconds. I'd like to thank our one viewer for watching consistently all the way through. Any other scary things? Yeah, but scary places, yeah. Graveyards, haunted houses that are known haunted houses like the Smurls in Pennsylvania. Smurls, of course, Amityville. A couple of the ones that JammerFan mentioned. Yeah, scary stuff. Scary stuff. Now, even nowadays, I mean, since the turn of the century, the I call them actual time shifting type moments. Ninth, I would have to say 9/11, maybe even a couple big earthquakes we had in those days too. The tsunami, the Sumatra tsunami. They said that Earth's axis shifted so many inches. Big old earthquake that they had off the coast of Chile, another 8.0 or whatever. Supposedly the Earth shifted a little bit there. The 2020 with the whole COVID and the summer fiasco of 2020, is that what you could call that one? I think a lot of different things have happened, and we're living in an alternate timeline right now. Somebody screwed something up in the timeline, and I have a fear that they keep trying to fix it also, and they keep screwing it up more. And I really believe that. It's like, wow, we're not getting out of this mess. And then, okay, well, of course, we're stuck with the same, cabinet in the White House there. None of them are fixing anything. I don't know. There's a lot of factors, not just them, but outside factors too. But it's almost like they really are trying to destroy our way of life. And the younger group, the younger crowd, the Gen Yers, the Gen Zers, millennials, or the Gen Ys are the millennials, right? Gen Zs and even younger ones, I think. Yeah, it's like they have all been, if you talk to a majority of them, like they all have been brainwashed. Like they're in a different, they totally, I mean, you know how they say back in the 60s, the teenagers, the hippies, and against the war, they had a reason to protest. There was a war going on. So another big war that I don't think that many people died in, not as much as World War II. Of course, 50-some thousand, yeah, missing in action or killed. But they're protesting that mostly. Now these young ones now, the whole Afghan war, you didn't really see protests like you saw in the 60s. They weren't protesting anything like that. They were protesting stuff that the media told them to protest. Really? Yeah. And actually, even politicians on a certain side were telling them to protest and do some stuff that the politicians shouldn't be telling people to do, really. But anyhow, of course, they always bring up the January SIX incident. It's a pretty scary country we live in. Yeah. But that's okay. So, yeah, there's my top scary things, JammerFan. Scary and depressing. Thanks to the one viewer watching. It's probably one of my Facebook friends. Matter of fact, somebody did something on Facebook. What is that? What the hell? That's funny. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Drinking and thinking. I'd like to plan for drinking and thinking. The videos turn out way better. They're kind of, plus even if it's live or not live, if you got it planned a little bit. Scariest places, scariest things, stranger things have happened. Yeah. Anyhow. Oh, I got more beer. Shit, I can't leave until I finish this. That's another scary thing. Probably different parts of your life, too. You're scared of certain things. But as you get older, those things don't scare you anymore. But you can look back at them and say, wow, that kind of scared me when I was a kid, but it don't scare me now. I apologize. I'm tired. I work graveyard shifts. I've been up for, what the hell, how many hours? 19 hours right now? Yeah, not too bad. But no, more than 19. Actually, I woke up early yesterday. I usually wake up around 8. Yeah, I woke up at 5:30. Although I did catch another hour nap. I went back to sleep around 7 till 8, so which was great. Hopefully I sleep like a baby tonight. Yeah, well, thanks, JammerFan. Great episode. Well, yeah. Maybe some other day we'll get a chance to really go over some scary places. Is a good one, actually. I'm sure even the whole world, like that mountain in Russia where the people were missing or whatever. And, yeah, I mean, you look at even this. I was talking about it earlier. Sumatra tsunami. What, like over 100,000 people died missing. Going to some of those beaches. Imagine those bodies that, well, I'm sure most of them have been eaten or, decomposed already. But imagine if something did float up on the shore now. That's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of food for fishes, actually. Some of them might have been even washed more inland and never been found up in the jungle or whatever. You never know. Never thought about that. Yeah, that was a crazy tsunami. I remember that. Tsunami scared me too. Matter of fact, even before that tsunami, I was having dreams about tsunami all the time back in the first decade. What year did that happen? 2005, 2006? Before that, like late 90s, early 2000s, I was having dreams about tsunamis. Wow. Yeah. But my dreams were, even though it wasn't about Sumatra or Thailand or any of those places, I had weird dreams like a tsunami was coming from the Gulf of Mexico towards Florida. And I was calling my girlfriend because she lived more closer to the coast and to tell her about the tsunami that was coming. This is before that tsunami. So I don't know if I was just watching a crazy movie, made me dream about something like that. But then again, later on, after that tsunami, I had another tsunami dream, or supposedly these waves are coming. We're running up a hill at the beach. And someone told me, you think this is bad? You should see, there's an island called Vanuatu or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. But the only reason I know of that island back then was because I worked for a long distance company and customers would call up and say, what the hell is this number? Long distance number. And I guess they had a lot of porn 1-900 numbers coming out of that island that were like porn numbers or something. Of course, I wouldn't tell them that, but I'd tell them where it went to, the call, And anyhow, in the dream, I had tsunami was supposed to be coming. We were running up the hill. It wasn't that big of a wave. And then someone said, you think this is bad? You should see what happened to Vanuatu or whatever the name of the island was. That one was weird because like 2 months later, there was a tsunami that I saw on the news that hit that island, but it was only a very small 1 foot tsunami, 6 inches, whatever the heck it was, very small where it barely went inland at all. It might have went in like 100 yards or something, no major damage or anything. So that was really weird. When I saw that in the news, I was like, wow, that's what I had a dream about. Anyhow, That's one of my closest precog dreams. And my other one was I had a dream that a blue angel crashed, but in my dream it was two blue angels going by each other. I guess they clipped wings or something, but I saw one blue angel go off and crash into like some pine trees, area of pine, like big tall pine trees, and smoke was coming up. Well, about 4 or 5 months later, a blue angel crash. I forget where it was at, because this is back in like 2005, 6, somewhere around there. But it didn't have footage of the blue angel. It didn't hit any other plane, but a blue angel did crash and landed in woods of pine trees. And I saw that footage. I didn't show it crashing, but it showed the smoke coming up from the pine trees. And it looked just like my dream. I was like, what the? That's crazy. But they're probably my only two precog dreams that I've had that came close to being true, you know. So at that point, I start have crazy dreams. I start writing them down, but then I forget to stop it. After a while, I stop writing them down, or I stop having dreams. I'll have like a slew of dreams, and then they'll stop. Yeah, scary dreams, scary dreams. All right, well, my YouTube friends, thanks for watching. Facebook friends, let's get this beer down. Nice, delicious Murphy Stout. More of a creamier mouthfeel than I'd say than a Guinness. There is a more of a malted barley taste in there. I think more than a Guinness also. Pretty smooth. It's good. I like Guinness probably better, but this is probably my second favorite Irish stout. Yeah. The Blue Yeti Blackout. I had this little microphone. It worked pretty good, but I don't know what happened to it. It just stopped working really good. It sounded muffled like I was underwater. It was a cheap $30 microphone. This one cost me a little bit extra pennies. So I figured you want better, you got to pay better. And this one I'm trying to take care of more. I get done, I put a cover over it, protect it from dust and everything. I don't want nothing affecting it. It's my special microphone. So that scares me if another microphone, because that'd be the third microphone I've had. Yeah, third or fourth over the past couple of years. So I'm trying not to drop this bad boy and trying to take care of it once I get done. Now, if I could leave this setup, it'd be great, but I just put the cover over it right here and then leave it. But I got to move stuff, and that's the scariest part of messing with your equipment and moving it, because now you got to unplug it from your laptop or whatever, move everything, plug it back in some other time, next time you do reviews or whatever. And that's wear and tear on the equipment. You know, if you can leave it right there without touching it, that's less wear and tear. So someday I'll get a permanent setup where I don't have to touch it. Yeah. But then again, you take your laptop somewhere, you have to unplug it. You can't carry the big ass Yeti microphone around with you. So, yeah. Anyhow. Sorry I got a little political earlier. I don't like getting political. Oh boy, getting tired. Let's chug it down. Oop. Got a little leakage over here. It's a beautiful day out here, though, in South Carolina. Nice blue sky, a little hazy, but pretty much blue, with a high ceiling of thin clouds. So pretty nice out. It'd be a nice day to get out in the sun, but I didn't go out anywhere. I did go shopping this morning for a few things, but I didn't really get out in the sun at all, so I need to start doing my trail hiking adventures again. Get some sunlight, get some nature. Well, shout out to Jammer, JammerFan and Jammer. Jammer, I haven't chatted with him in a few days. Hope everything's all right with him. I don't think he's been on Facebook at all in a few days. So, yeah, I mean, I sent him a couple messages over the last few days. Last time it shows where he even received a message was Saturday. So hopefully he's doing okay. Probably had some weekend plans running into today. Well, he should be working today. Yeah, he should be working today, but I'm not really positive. Last night and today. Oh, well. He's probably off tonight. I'm done with the beer review. If he wants to do one, he should have been notified me. Jammer is more of a spur of the moment. Like, hey, let's do beer reviews. I'm like, man, can't we plan it like at least a day in advance? Or anyhow, he's just lucky I don't have a lot of plans all the time. Yeah. All right, I got that all down. There is some little lace, little bit of liquid in that lace down there at the bottom. Lace is waste. And eventually, if you actually let that lace, I don't know if you can see how it lace in there. If you let that sit in there, it'll liquefy eventually. But I'm going to drink it right now. There we go. Shagdog, Spitter Swallow beer review. Maybe next time JammerFan or Jammer could join. And we could do a little pregame like, hey, here's our top. Let's write everybody's stuff down, our top 10. Let's make it a top 30. Everybody come out with their top 10 scary things or, top 10, whatever. All right. Shagdog, Spitter Swallow beer review. We'll see you next week or maybe 2 weeks. I might not be on next week. We'll see. And we'll see you then. Have a great one. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and click that little bell.